Are you tired of your savings just sitting there doing nothing for you? What if I told you there's a critical window of opportunity right now to maximize your returns before it closes? Well, that's what we're discussing today. A deep dive into savings rates and how you can stay ahead in 2024. But in case we have not met yet, I'm Dr. Javon Jackson, your favorite fiduciary financial advisor, and welcome to another installment of Money Motives, good news from the world of finances. The report in 8 minutes or less, where every Wednesday at 1 p.m. we bring updates, uplifting developments, and encouraging trends for your financial future. Last week's episode was on should the 401k be eliminated to save Social Security? Go back and check that out if you missed it. All right, so let's jump back in to today's topic. So as the Federal Reserve paused its rate hiking campaign, we've started to see savings rates slip. And this shift began after the Fed held its interest rate steady at its 5th consecutive meeting in March. Okay, but what does this mean for your savings? Through 2022 and 2023, we witnessed a significant rise in rates on high yield savings accounts and CDs. And these increases were directly linked to the Federal Reserve's decision to hike interest rates. But since the Fed started holding these rates steady, we've noticed a decline in savings rates. If the Fed cuts interest rates later this year, as many experts predict, savings rates will likely drop even further. So, what should you do? Consider locking in rates while they're still high. Okay? The Federal Reserve rate hikes were primarily aimed at combating inflation, and this had a direct impact on consumer spending. As borrowing costs increased for mortgages, credit card APRs, and other loans, people began to spend less. But there was a silver lining. The increase in the federal funds rate led to higher interest rates on high-yield savings accounts and CDs. Banks, in a bid to attract deposits, offered competitive annual percentage yields, known as APYs, on these accounts. And this was great news for savers. But at its latest meeting, the Fed Reserve decided to keep the federal fund rate steady once again. And this marked the 5th consecutive pause in rate hikes. The federal funds rate remains at a target range of 5.25 to 5.5%, the highest it's been in 23 years. In an official statement, the Federal Reserve mentioned the committee does not expect it will appropriate to reduce the target range until it has gained greater confidence that inflation is moving substantially towards 2%. However, projections indicate that there will be 3 interest rate cuts in 2024, which will reduce the federal funds rate to a range of 4.5 to 4.75%. So how can you find the best savings rates in this fluctuating environment? Here are some tips. Number 1, first, compare high yield rates online, okay? Online banks typically offer more generous APYs on savings accounts, okay? And switching from a traditional saving account at a brick and mortar bank to an online might be a smart move. Next, avoid teaser rates and tiered interest rates. Teaser rates are promotional rates used by banks to attract new customers, but these rates are usually short-lived. And tiered rates offer different yields based on the balance in your account. So if you plan on using your savings account at some point, opting for an account with a flat APY is likely a better choice. Okay? Lastly, take into account any fees. Okay? While high yield savings accounts offer higher than average APYs, some come with strings attached. Fees or balance requirements can potentially decrease their overall value. So it's important to consider these factors when finding the best options. Another option is to consider some short-term fixed annuities. These differ from high-yield savings in that it's not as liquid, but the exchange for that illiquidity is higher rates that are locked in for 3, 5, 7 years, right? So consider this option for what we refer to as lazy money. And this is money that's just sitting that you don't expect to use for several years, okay? Imagine locking in 5% over the next 7 years. Pretty sweet, right? So, in summary, with the Federal Reserve's rate hiking campaign on pause and potential cuts on the horizon, now is a crucial time to consider your saving strategy. Locking in high rates now can provide stability and growth for your savings, okay? And with these tips, you'll be well equipped to make the best decisions for your financial future. Should you want to review some of the high yield savings or fixed annuities that I mentioned, options for that, I'm open to having a conversation with you and sharing some of the options that I use for my clients with similar goals. Hope you found this information helpful and exciting, and it prompted you to get motivated to take actions toward improving your financial future. Thank you so much for joining us today. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more insightful tips on retirement planning and managing your finances. Until next time, stay informed and financially empowered to reach your financial destination. See you guys next week. Take care.